What is about music? This brings out the best and the worst in people. It finally came to my local cinema. Took for frickin' ever, but I've now seen Sinners. I have wanted to see this for a while, but my local theater wasn't getting it. And because of where I live, there weren't too many other options. I'd like the closest place that had it for a long time is about a 45, 50-minute drive from me. And, round that up to about an hour, just to pad for time. And while I could carve out a little over 2 hours to watch a movie, I couldn't really carve out 4 hours out of my day and get anything done. Or at least not as much as I needed to. So I thought I was going to have to wait for streaming for this, but I didn't. I'm real glad I got to see this in a theater. This is so good. Trying to think. I'm going to give it, okay. You've got my overall assessment. It's really good. If you have the chance to see it and you haven't yet, go and do that. Just don't even listen to, and don't even figure out the premise if you don't already know. I think most people know at this point, but just go. It's great. So with that having been said, while I don't intend this to be a thorough spoiler talk or examination, I am going to bring up spoilers as feels appropriate. Oddly, repeatedly throughout this movie, I found myself thinking of From Dusk Till Dawn, of all things. In terms of a movie that felt, more grounded and real character driven and then goes into a vampire assault. It even had the two brothers, one of whom gets turned aspect. It's by no means, it's definitely not a ripoff. It's not even a remake. Totally, it's completely different beast from Dusk Till Dawn. But still, I found myself thinking of that more than a little bit. This did such a great job at getting me invested in these characters and this setting long before the vampires showed up. We get, unlike From Dusk Till Dawn, we get, earlier hints. The primary vampire gets introduced not too far into the story, but they don't really become a meaningful presence for our primary characters for about an hour. So that's an hour where you need to really kind of work your butt off to get me to care about these people. Otherwise, I'm going to be checking my watch going, when are the damn vampires going to show up? Not only did it get me invested in these people, it made it so it hurt when they started dying. Honestly, just knowing enough about the situation in that area, even the extras, a bunch of people left the place where, everyone's, our survivors for a little bit are going to end up holed up. And I remember thinking, oh my God, are they all going to die? And these were extras for all intents and purposes, but knowing what they go through, because the movie establishes all that, knowing what they go through, knowing what their lives are like, knowing that this was just them having fun and now they're going to die. That alone hurt, even before we got into the ones that I actually knew and had gotten to know as individuals. Michael B. Jordan does a great job in this. It when you have the same actor playing twins, it's often, or at least it feels like, it's often there's the freewheeling one and the button-up one. And he is doing that, but he does a real good job distinguishing between the two and making them feel both, very similar, but also very distinct from each other. So I like them a lot. The guy who plays Sam, oh, he's great. I hope to see more of him in the future. He was all the performances were really good in this. Some of the small tweaks to the way vampires work was interesting. The sort of, it's not quite a hive mind, but shared memory thing that they had going on. That was an interesting wrinkle. So that was kind of neat. And I like to think that with Stack and with I can't remember if it's Mary or Marie, whatever her name was. The two of them, I like to think that while they will never be human again, that they, when the guy who turned them died, that they were kind of freed to do their own thing and live by their own means and have their own kind of free will again. Whereas before, while like there was still something of the person in there, like they seemed subservient to this guy. So that did kind of seem like they'd been set free, and that is kind of reiterated by the, I guess I'll count it as mid credit. Boy, did I love that stuff. That stuff at the end. So like, it was good, and I knew it was good the whole way through, but we got to the end, I did find myself thinking like, I don't know how I feel about like all these people, like they didn't make it. And then we get that extra bit at the end. First of all, I already loved it. Jumping ahead 60 years and Sam on the guitar. That I was already like, oh, huge smile on my face. And then the two of them showed up. And it's like a reunion. It just tied whatever uncertainty I had about like, are there things that didn't quite land right for me? We get to that and I'm like, no, actually, whatever they were, they just got tied up by that. Oh, so good. There's a sequence in this movie a little earlier than the middle. The big music showpiece sequence when Sam plays the blues at the party at the juke club. That scene is an all-timer. Like, first of all, even from just the intro at the very start of the movie, I love the idea of music as a vehicle to other experiences, spiritual experiences, folkloric experiences, supernatural experiences, a way to open liminal spaces. I just love that conceptually. And that was such a brilliantly shot, executed, conceived, everything about that scene. That was incredible. It just kept going, and I'm like, I never want this to stop. This is amazing. And while that is like the high point, and it's before we get to the climax, the movie doesn't really lose steam after that. It's kind of energized by it, and that energy does not run out by the time it's done. Also, I really like that they tied up the guy who sold them the building. They had they had the surviving brother deal with that, and that also because he has that moment with the mother of his child who he lost, who like I love the way that they depict her understanding of the supernatural and magic and things like that. I thought that was really well. It's the way I like to have it handled, because like I love witchcraft and I love stuff like that, but it's usually depicted way too rigid and like, oh well, here are the hard, and like they treat it like it's hard science. Like, no, it's nebulous, and that was much more the feeling I got from how it was depicted here, and her, just being there, and him him feeling like he's about to have this reunion being interrupted by this racist, and he just guns him down. Oh, that was beautiful. Oh. It did choke me up though, like her holding their kid, and also like we get little hints of despite a desire to kill, but from Stack and from Mary or Marie or whatever it was, when they see Smoke, killed the mother of his child before she could turn, and like they're upset by that. So like they clearly wanted this reunion. That meant something to them. That was a moment I was like, that's interesting. And then like it pays off at the end. It's just the evocation of time and place and circumstance and the unfairness of so much of what's going on. Like, oh my gosh, having what was her name? Lisa, the daughter of the shopkeepers, like, go get your mother. She literally goes across the street to the store where all the white people are. It's so intelligently written. It's so smartly shot. It's gorgeous. Like visually, this film's gorgeous. This just has a passion and a care and a desire to bring across bigger ideas that I love it when anything with a horror aesthetic or feel to it takes on bigger ideas like this. It's a big part of what I love about Guillermo del Toro. Like, horror can be a lot of fun, and it can be just spookums and all that. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when people are willing to take things like that and treat it more, like, honestly, in a lot of ways, this was what I kept seeing glimpses of Lovecraft Country being, but the show never fully came into its own. But like the overall feel of this, I think back to like that very first episode of Lovecraft Country, which I adored. And it was very up and down for me after that. But the episodes where that show worked gave me the same feeling as this. Like, you are using horror to really explore some other stuff and to say something, but you also are never forgetting, you know, to actually have it be horror and have it be scary and tense. And it's, God, it's so good. This movie's so damn good. And I know that people more willing and able and like with the brain capacity, because I got too much, I got way too much stuff to do. I don't have the spoons to like do a thorough dissection of all the themes going on here, because there's definitely a lot. Like, I can just think of the fact that when, you know, it's the bookend scene with Sam's dad telling him to let go of that guitar, and seeing Sam after that with the car clutching that guitar, the neck of it to his chest, I'd like fist pump, and I wasn't even sure why. And I would love to take the time to examine that. I can't do it right now. I've got too much else on, but there's definitely a lot going on here. And even without parsing every aspect of it, because I just don't have the spoons today, I can tell it's there. I can feel it. God, this was good. This was so good. Sinners. Have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever your thoughts are, drop something down in the comments. Let's talk about it. Patreon paid the bill. Pays. Still does. Haha. Support me. Pays the bills. And is how I'm able to do this as I've been living. Even if you can't help me out that way, like, share, subscribe. Those all help. Don't worry too much about it, though. We take a relaxed attitude around here, so you can come on back next time you need a break. And now to thank my highest supporting patrons: Robin Moore, Quite Bearish, Zubin Lutfula, Mira G, Angry Casperl, Dave Hall, Andre, Movie Turtle, Oliver B, Welsh Wrestling Geeks, Melissa Pedersen, Mary Mello, Becky Sparks, Loki Eris, Pal Barabajoggle, and Sir Didymus is my favorite. And also Toka Blue Hoovian, Auntie Kate 808, and Tracy Scrabbit. If you'd like to hear me try and pronounce your name correctly while these guys chitter in my ears, check out the reward tiers on the Patreon. Yes, I hear you.